The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization.
Hi, and welcome to Sexually Educated. I'm your host, Amber Rose Bentley, and it is July 30th, 2014. Woo!
And I'm Swade Elliott.
And I'm Adam Farrell.
Who's heavily medicated and maybe a little bit drunk.
Very heavily medicated.
Yeah, so don't blame us for his mishaps today.
I'm under the weather.
Today we're talking about morning sex and night sex. I look like I have no neck. Look at that. Anyway, sorry. I'm not even high.
Yeah, right.
Anyways.
Hey, the cat's back though.
Oh, yeah, we do
pussy
have our
is back.
pussy.
Yeah.
We did bring her today. She's great and
She's
delicious.
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely like yourself.
I like
a nice
them.
piece of pussy.
Mine's a little less furry, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, today we're talking about sex in the morning or at night, who prefers what and why they prefer it. Mm-hmm. And we do have some sex facts for today as well.
With a lot, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news today. And what did you find, Miss Amber Rose Bentley?
Well, this woman in Scotland, after 10 years, found a 5-inch vibrator.
A vibrator?
The doctors found it inside of her. It was causing
After 10 years.
Yeah, her body it was causing
10 years.
sepsis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Her body started rejecting it, and it's funny how your body works because the body started to mold around it and stuff, and actually treat it as part of the body. And she was getting all sick and stuff, and then 10 years.
Yeah, but what about the 2 or 3 hours after it got left in there?
You didn't
It
notice?
wasn't still vibrating. There was nothing weird happening in there.
I couldn't imagine there being something foreign, especially of that size in my body that I wouldn't realize. If you've ever used a toy, that's great and fine and dandy and all, but I guarantee you've never lost one in there.
Well, okay, you do the Benoit balls, those big fat metal balls that help tighten your vagina. Okay, these things, they're amazing, by the way. They help everything. You feel these in you, and these are just weighted balls. So how could you not feel a vibrator 5 inches long after 10 years? That's redunk.
They did find it because she was trying to. She was trying to curb her weight problem, right?
Is that what it was? I heard she got sepsis.
She was a bigger woman, and they went and she was going for some sort of surgery to make her a less big woman.
No. That's not really. What happened was that she went to the doctor because she was rapidly losing weight.
Yeah, her body was rejecting everything.
Yeah, she was rapidly losing weight, and then after.
But she was a big woman.
She was a large woman, but that's the thing. She was losing. I think it said 40 pounds in a matter of a couple of months, and she did nothing to change it. So she knew that there was something wrong.
Hey, clue. You got a vagina, you're a freaking 5-inch vibrator lost in your vagina 10 years ago.
Well,
it took an X-ray to figure that out, though. That's what baffles me about the whole thing. It took an X-ray to be like, hey, there's this thing that's been stuck there for 10
I wonder if she had sex with someone after that. You can't tell me she didn't have sex in 10 years.
No, she had a husband.
Yeah, so, he didn't feel it once?
When he was doing it, was he not wow, something feels
If
weird.
she can't notice a vibrator in her vagina for 10 years, do you think she noticed her husband in her vagina for 10 minutes?
That is a good point. He makes a valid point.
There's got to be something else happening down there.
Or how far up did it really go? You know what I'm saying? Because it started they said this started lodging into different parts of her reproductive organs.
Yeah.
How
Up
was
in
that
her
not
cervix and
painful? How are you not oh, my uterus?
How do you not
hurts a
feel
little
it?
bit.
Yeah.
It said that
Or maybe she brushed it off. Maybe every day she had a little pain over there, and it was kind of maybe it was never enough for her to really.
Yeah.
Well, and it said she was
alarmed.
in her 60s as well. She was an older lady, but even that being said,
if she was having sex at 50, she didn't feel it anyway.
Amber, I know that you have toys.
A lot of them.
Okay. Do you keep some sort of tab on them? Do you think if one went missing, you would eventually notice it wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you felt like you were having sex with these toys on a frequent basis, and then you look down and you're like, ooh, because when you're cleaning them or whatever, proper sanitation standards or whatnot. Either way, I just don't know how in the world that could happen.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't get how you just didn't notice. Hey, there's this.
Or maybe she's not telling the truth. Maybe she really did notice it was missing, but figured it would just come out eventually.
And it was 10 years later.
But the evidence of it kind of bonding to our body, I mean...
it had been there for a while.
It was there for a while.
Well, my question is this.
The end of the article actually did say that she went in the Guinness Book of World Records as the woman with an object in her vagina.
Oh my gosh, let's try for 12 years. I'm going to try to get one up there for 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, next week, Amber is going to put something in there.
We're going to play the insertion game.
Hope to God the show lasts 13 seasons.
Who's in my mouth is the game we're going to play after the week after that. So it's just objects everywhere. That's crazy, though.
I want to let you know I'm slightly envious. Definitely envious. No, it definitely is crazy. But and I also wonder this: had she not gone to a doctor in 10 years and said, "Hey, something feels weird,"
or like had an X-ray? She's 50, so in 10 years she didn't have an X-ray at all. Like, I'm having a sharp pain right here.
At least once of those years, she should have been going to her gynecologist. So at least one.
It's such a weird story that I actually made sure I read it in like 10 different places.
I read it 4 different places.
It's a legit story.
I definitely want to make sure it was valid. I had to make sure it was a valid story too.
Yeah, no, because I gave you that. I gave you guys the normal source, and then I found it 3 other places.
Well, actually, the source that you sent us actually went somewhere totally different.
Really?
It was like 10 vacation spots in New York.
Well, you should have looked at that too.
I did.
And if I go to New York, I know where I'm staying.
Okay, well, I was just trying to give you guys a hint on where to take me for my birthday.
Yep.
But wow.
And maybe we can get a 5-inch vibrator stuck somewhere. I'm just saying.
Is that coming up soon?
Yeah, it's in 2 months.
Girl, I'll take you
2
wherever
months.
you want.
All right, Danny, let's plan a nice trip down to our local CC's.
Oh, I love
fine
CC's.
dining at its best.
Do I get the dessert pizza, or are we not going to splurge for that?
So
no, CC's is just the tapas. We're going to Golden Corral. For the
oh gosh, I love GC.
So, anyways, moving on.
I can't
do that. Yeah, right. Exactly. So, and then our topic, we actually have a couple of them today, but we're just going to roll with the first one first.
Sex, morning or night? What do you prefer, guys or girls? Okay, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Adam, I'll let you tackle this first.
I love morning sex. Mm-hmm. I think morning sex is great.
Mm-hmm.
But, I like morning sex when neither one of us have to work that day and, have nothing to do. I love, waking up being like, okay, we can do this and for
then
however
take a
long.
nap afterward?
Then we can make breakfast and we can go take the dog to the park and then we can come back and do this again. That's when I love morning sex.
Wait, didn't I see
you
this
just made
in
up a whole entire date? Yeah.
I did. A 1950s movie I saw once.
But
Billy takes Karen on her first date.
After they have morning sex.
I knew after last week. I just knew. I knew after last week, you guys were never... That's fine. But no, I'm just saying...
One of us has to be emotional here.
Yeah, right. We all have to...
I love morning sex in general, but morning sex when, it's I have a time limit. Does it make it exciting for that time limit? Cool. But, let's knock one out real quick. But then,
could you
at
not
the end of it,
pull off
I still have to go to work.
Could you not pull off a quickie?
I almost am more mad. No, I can pull off a quickie. There's no problem with that. Quickies are awesome. They're fun. But... it almost makes going to work that much harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
That's
literally.
what I was
Zing. But no, I like morning sex.
Well, hopefully when you get to work, it's not hard anymore. That'd be crazy. Be like, excuse me, man.
But,
bam.
Let me just tap you in the face with this here.
Yeah, right.
Excitement-wise, I think morning sex has a lot more to offer. But
yeah,
in general, if I really want to do what I like to do, then do it in the PM.
See, I don't know. I'm kind of a weird one. I kind of like afternoon sex. And I think that's the reason because, one, I want to sleep in. And then after I sleep in, I might get something to eat, take a shower, blah, blah, blah. Then you go back and right before you take that afternoon nap on your day off, you just knock it out.
And then you sleep so well and you're like,
oh
this
my God.
afternoon
First
nap.
of all, he sleeps 16 hours a day.
I love to sleep. I have to sleep.
He's the only person I know who wakes up from 12 hours of sleep. And after being awake for 3.5 hours, he's like, I think it's time for a nap.
I think it's time for a nap. No, it totally is. No. Because, sometimes I don't sleep that well.
Maybe.
When?
A lot.
He's not having night sex, so he's not.
That's not true. It's I would say either afternoon or at midnight.
Not morning though.
I'm not. I will be up in the morning, but I'm not really a morning person.
We have a caller.
Oh,
yay!
awesome!
We love callers.
Who's already?
All
this
right.
is great.
Are they on?
Who is it?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello?
Welcome to Sexually Educated.
Who are we talking to?
Hey, what's going on? It's Danny.
Danny.
I do believe this is our good friend Danny.
This is Danny Fazioli.
So, Danny,
first-time caller, long-time listener.
Fantastic. Always glad to have you on.
I can back him up on that.
Yeah. So Danny, the topic that we're talking about right now is sex in the AM or the PM. Being another male viewer, what is your view?
Now, before I give you my actual answer, I just want to say, why can't we do like football practice and have 2-a-days?
Or 3-a-days. We can do it as much as you want, honestly.
You got a valid point, yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
I'm an AM man. You know, it's better to start your day off the right way, in my opinion.
That is. Do you know why that is, though, Danny?
I can respect that.
Why is that, ma'am?
Oh, well, that is because your body releases the feel-good hormone oxytocin when you consummate? Yeah, in the morning. So all day you're left with that good, bonding, loving feeling.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually,
and you got your nut off.
I'm about releasing that all the time. That sounds super.
Well, Danny, you just
start shooting it all over the place.
Yeah, right.
You'll have a great day all the time.
All right, so Danny, in your experience, do you have more morning sex? Do you have more night sex?
I mean, honestly, yeah, but I mean, you know, my mornings sometimes start at 12, so exactly, you know, let's not call it morning sex. But when I wake up, that is one of the first things I want to do. And
that's
usually
exactly my point. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Danny. That's why I say, like, in the afternoon.
We call that early PM sex. That's what
yeah.
Early PM.
So, but, and Danny, did you hear our news topic?
No, what's the new topic?
The news topic was there was a lady in Scotland, is that correct, that found a sex toy inside her vagina after having it there for 10 years. What's your take on that?
10 years.
Now, you guys mentioned this last night to me, and I found that very unbelievable. But, I mean, you know, if you're good at hiding things, I mean, that's not to hide it.
Hide and seek, Daddy said.
See, I was under the impression Danny put it there the whole time. When I read that story, I was like, Danny had something.
He's like, she'll never
like
find
I knew
this.
the answers about it.
Exactly.
Like I went over there 10 years ago to Scotland, and that was my goal, to hide something in there in an old lady.
Well, Danny's, what some of our other viewers may not know that some of the people on our panel would, is that you're also in a relationship. With that being said, the girl you're dating, would she more prefer morning sex, or does she more prefer evening sex, or...
Is JoJo watching? Have JoJo calling too.
Yeah.
Can we three-way?
You're getting a slight bit personal, but I'm going to say that we're both fans of the morning and also the evening.
Awesome.
But I'm going to say more morning.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Mr. Danny, thank you for calling in today. Everyone, if you need, on the bottom, you'll see our number scroll
Danny,
across.
I love you.
We love to hear viewers' take on everything, and you can call and just talk to us about your sex life if you want to. We're here for you.
So,
in more ways than
guys,
one.
always a pleasure.
Have you heard of any other interesting sex topics or sex news real quick? If you want to throw something in there, Danny, this is your little claim for fame.
No, I do not have a claim for fame. You guys are doing a great job without me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll have you on as a special guest soon enough.
Oh, yeah, we can talk sex and never slave.
I got it.
You've earned it, buddy.
All right. Good night, Danny.
All right, see you guys.
All right. So Danny seems like he likes to do it more in the morning or when he first wakes up. Adam seems to be more in the morning. I'm more toward the afternoon. I agree with Danny. The thing is, a lot of times I don't wake up early. If I don't have to be up early, I don't wake up early. So if I do, that's usually going to be the best.
Well, see, Danny said 2-a-days, and like my thing is, like, chances are, if you wake up and you're getting ready to go at it, you probably went to bed going at it.
Yeah.
Like, you
Most
probably fell
likely.
asleep horny and doing it, then you guys woke up and you're like, let's keep it going, whether you have to go to work or not. So, morning sex is almost just more, it's just more accessible sometimes.
Okay.
Because, like, no one's ever woken up and been like, hey, babe, you want to have sex? No, I want to roll over and go back to bed.
Yeah.
No, but you always get the, oh, hey,
Well, or you just-
I'm tired. Like, we
or
were
you
talking
just
about the
poke
other week,
'em.
like, I have a headache. Like,
Yeah.
people making excuses and stuff. Like, you don't get so many excuses in the morning. More often than not. Whether
But morning sex, you have the morning breath, and you have to prepare for that. And it's just like, yeah, like you have to like make sure your head is like, and that's like,
Yeah, but if you both
his
have morning
hair's
breath.
here and your head's here, and like the whole time you're on
one
top.
one of my exes, actually, oddly enough, used to keep like a little Listerine bottle in his nightstand for just such occasion, and it was actually the smartest, most ingenious thing I've ever seen. Like he had like a little like morning sex kit. Like it was just like a little itty bitty thing of cologne, just enough to spray in your chest or whatever, and then like a little thing of Listerine, and like it was in this little zippy pouch. It was awesome.
That is awesome. Well, they
Well, what about you? We've heard Adam's view, we've heard my view. What about you?
I like sex any time of day. I am horny from the minute I wake up until the minute I go to sleep. I am 5 degrees below horny. It just takes that little extra inch to push me over.
Yeah,
I think
but
we can all
which-
agree on that. But like, which one excites you the most? Like,
Okay.
which one can you get the most
it
into?
depends on my mood. It depends on my mood. Most women I've talked to like night sex better. I prefer, again, with the morning, I feel like everyone's way too self-conscious about like, you know.
But then again, you're waking up beside that person. Like, if I went to sleep beside you, and unless you're somebody new in my life or something like that, and I wake up beside you, so you know me, I probably farted on you in the sleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it
there's
happens.
a good chance I shit on you while we were
Yeah.
Yeah,
sleeping.
no,
well,
no.
not shit.
That's gross. But no, but I get what you're saying, and I completely agree. But there's moments that I'm just like in the morning. But I'm my boyfriend or ex, like when we would go, I would go down in the morning, and I'd like that's how I'd be like, oh well, before you go to work, here you go. Sometimes I'd just be like, or he wouldn't give it to me the night before, and I was like, oh, I know I can get this in the morning. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not in the mood tonight, or I'm tired, so I'd just be like, okay. So I just start like I'd wake up like a smidge before him, that 5 minutes extra, and just start going at it, and then. I mean, he's in the mood, I'm in the mood, and I just put my face next to it, so no one has to smell anything, like, breath-wise, because I'm, like, I feel like morning
But you
breath
learn
kills
how to
me.
adapt to that,
You
especially
do.
with his patterns. Like, you learned his patterns, what he likes, and so on and so forth, so.
Exactly. I remember one time, one of his workers, he was late for work, and they called him, and he was like, I'll be there in a minute. I was, like, blowing him, and he's like, I got to work, I had to tell them, like, they're like, why are you wait? I was like, I was getting a blowjob. I wasn't going to leave that for the work, and I was like, it is what it is.
It's a very viable excuse.
No, but you say
It
you've
doesn't
talked.
really work at restaurants.
No, they don't really care.
If you're
Now-
late, that's cool.
Now, what about like for you said you've talked to other women about it and so forth, and they prefer sex at night as well.
Yeah, well, that's actually what brought this topic up. We were having a discussion with a group of friends, and the women were saying, like, I'd prefer it at night, and the women, guys were saying in the morning. For me personally, I think if any time of day is good, but I would prefer it at night because I feel like at night you have more time. You're not on restrictions. Like I said,
Yeah.
I would do it before work. You only have a 30, 40-minute window. So if you're doing it at night, you can go anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half. And are you drawing penises again?
Nope.
Okay. I was worried. I was worried. But no, I feel like you get more time. I feel like you have that energy. I don't know. In the morning, I'm not like super energetic.
Okay,
I
but
get more
here's
like
the-
that at night.
But
Here's
no,
the-
but you can wake yourself up into being energetic. It's kind of like, okay, for instance, now what's crazy is out of all this that you're reading, it does also show people that wake up in the morning early and go work out also have the same exact like adrenaline and endorphins and all of a sudden release as if they had morning sex.
yeah.
Yeah, but all right, Amber, for instance, say if one night, like, say if you and your hubby both had to work at 9 in the morning. Okay. Whatever. Say
Can
if,
we get married?
Me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
I veto this.
Okay.
Nick Marrero's he's a
A pastor?
yeah, he's a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Someone
perfect.
get him but anyway, say if
From the down.
He just thought I started thinking about the honeymoon night. We're done.
no, but
Oh,
like
and
say
just
if
finished it
say
all,
if
the
you're
whole
with
show's done.
a guy that you've been with for a while and you come home one night and say you guys are normally in bed by 12. If you have sex, you're in bed by 1. Say you guys like say he just takes you to Pound Town till like 3:30 in the morning. Like you guys get crazy. But you're also kind of used to having a little bit of morning sex. Are you cool just waking up and kind of cuddling? Are you cool like sleeping and until you have to get up and get ready to go to work? Or
I
like,
see my.
or like
I think
like,
it varies.
Can you get dick down so good the night before that morning sex isn't that big of an issue?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
you're like, there's
I will
times-
tell you, that's
Yeah.
happened to me. I've
Yeah.
had sex so good that the next morning I was just like, one, I'm a little sore, but that's
That-
okay.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
if it
I've
wasn't
woken
for
up like that some mornings where it's like babe,
Yeah.
like I, you know.
Please
Yeah.
don't touch my penis
no,
right now.
well,
or-
like, I mean, if you've ever, had sex until you were raw, you know what that's like. I mean, but I mean, at the same time, I think it depends. If it was just like if it's a 3:30 because we were up drunk and it's just gotten sloppy, like in the morning, yeah, there might be something a little bit harder coming my way. You know,
Innuendo.
Right.
No. Like the other thing is masturbation. Like I like to masturbate in the morning more than I do at night. Don't get me wrong. I like it either way.
No, it's so much easier in the morning. Like you just wake up and you're like, now's a good time to masturbate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
well,
not
you're
gonna do
kind
that.
of turned on already,
Yeah.
and you're just like, and it puts you in the same way it puts you in a good mood if you have sex in the morning.
Yeah.
Masturbating in the morning does too. I was talking to one of my coworkers about this. He comes in and we're both like a little bit late, and we're both smiling, and he's like, I'm late because I had to jerk it this morning. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's so funny. I'm late because I masturbated too. And he's like, we're both going to be in the best mood today. And
Yeah.
we were.
No, but it was. I mean, it will help your moods. I mean, it has to. But I mean, at the same time,
Would you like to know why men are hornier in the morning?
I would like to understand what you were, where you're,
Because most of us go to bed without any ass at night.
yeah.
I mean, that might be. But blame your testosterone, my friends.
No, testosterone's terrible.
Your peak levels for testosterone for men are 25 to 50% higher than any other type of day. In the morning when you first wake up, you get testosterone leading contributor to sexual desire in men, and blood circulation increase to the penis overnight is why men usually wake up hard, which is my favorite thing about waking up next to a guy. When you're
Me
cuddling,
too.
when you're cuddling in the morning and you have your bare butt on them and just hard penis right there, and you're just like, yeah.
We like it too. We like it too.
Yeah,
We like it too.
If you're spooning or whatever, and the next thing you know, you feel that right on your back, you're like, oh, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it weird that I can relate with her and I can't relate with him?
Well, I mean, but you do it in reverse. Like you would be the guy. You have cuddled with somebody, and during the middle of the night, stroke up a boner, and just totally y'all ended up just bamming.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
It's like, oh well, that's there.
Well, you know,
so.
Sometimes I do that on purpose. I just get naked and I'm just
Like-
like next to him. I'm like, let's wait for magic to work because you know eventually it's gonna happen anyway.
I also say that, like, I don't know. I think if you're in a relationship, it's easier to have sex like that. When you're not, it's only when it's, you know, like when it becomes convenient. You know, like
Yeah.
if you're dating someone and you both have two different jobs and you know, so on and so forth, and you don't always spend the night together, or, you know, some people have to be at work early, you know, some people don't. So I think when people that are single, I would say probably have sex more at night than they probably would during the morning, only because that's usually when they're free or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you get off work. If you get off work at midnight and you're dating someone and they're like, hey, I don't have to be at work till noon, most of the time you'll go over there that night, you know,
Yeah.
and you know that's going to happen. I mean, eventually at some point.
But
We're
see,
gonna take you to Pound
at night,
Town, bitch.
I am more susceptible to having sex at night when I have less time.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
if I have like
Yeah.
a day ahead of me,
If I know that
it just like it
That's the
doesn't
night you're
always work
getting
out that
asked
way.
for
It's
3
like,
hours.
No, like that's the night I'm getting asked for 1 hour. But like if I have to get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 3, it's like, okay, this is the night that we're gonna get fucking weird with it. Or
Freaking
you
weird
know what?
with
You know
it.
what?
Freaking weird with it.
I did
Whatever.
drop an F-bomb last week that luckily I was so far. I was like this.
Oh,
But
so
I
you
didn't want
couldn't
to. You
really
couldn't
hear
really
it.
hear it. That one was pretty clear though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, also in the morning, the guys have more energy. They're well rested, plus all that testosterone, so they're willing to. They can last longer too, which, as we said, is a very good thing. You know.
Yeah.
Do you last longer in the morning?
time.
guys waking up still drunk is the greatest thing that. Can
Oh,
ever
because you
happen
can
to a
last
woman.
forever!
It's the greatest thing that could ever happen.
Because
to a woman.
whiskey
Like,
dicky does whiskey dicky.
Like-
Whiskey dick doesn't come into play.
Yeah.
If
well,
I drank a bunch of Jameson the night before, even if we had sex that night, chances are I'm gonna wake up and just be like, "Oh, I'm not even hungover. Let's do it again." And then like halfway through, I'm gonna be like, "Yep, I'm gonna be hungover in about an hour and a half."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're
That
feeling
hour and a half,
good
I'm
right
gonna be
now. but-
awesome. Yeah, you know.
Oh no, that's happened a lot of times too. But I think people, like I said, that live together or close together, I think they probably would be more apt to having morning sex. But I don't necessarily. I think, like for me, I'm a single person, so majority of the time that I'm having sex are going to be off peak hours.
Yeah,
you know what I
at
mean?
night. Yeah, and,
So-
and you're in the service industry, which makes it even harder. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, and I think it is convenience. But I mean, as a female, I'd just rather have it at night. I mean, I feel sexier at night. I don't know. It's something.
Why do you feel like you're sexier at night? Is it because you can go home and primp or shower or?
Because the lights are off and no one can see. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that really what it is?
No,
like,
not
do you
at
think
all.
like
I like the lights on when I have sex. So
okay, me too. Or
Yeah.
if I don't necessarily have to have them on like full blast,
I like
but
a
I
little
definitely
light.
like a dimming.
A little bit of
Yeah,
light.
dim, like a dim.
Yeah, like a little
leave the
black light
bathroom
or
light
something,
on.
or something. Yeah, just we don't have to be like full bright, but no, I mean, I don't know. I feel like at night it kind of sets the mood more, and I've been boiling all day. That's what I like about it, and that I think that's for me because women are more visual and we're more like you know, and like usually if I'm dating someone, we're sending dirty texts all
Yeah.
day long, so I have that boiling in my system, and by the time I get home, I'm like. Oh yeah, this is chat. Like you know what I'm saying? You touch
are
me and I'm
a
like,
dirty whore.
I am a dirty whore.
You're
Well-
a dirty whore.
Well, like you said, like you think the sexiest you feels at night.
Yeah.
Like to me, the sexiest woman ever is when she wakes up in bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
I'm sorry. Don't get me
when
wrong.
I-
It's not
when
that way
I-
for every woman, but if you can wake up like. I've woken up next to a woman and rolled over and been like, you should probably look like a hot mess. And you kind of do, but you're still absolutely gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
I can't say
I
like
love that.
like,
I love that. I love
me-
rolling over and being like, you look awesome.
Like
You
if
know,
I have to
that's-
wake up and go to the bathroom, blah blah blah, and like I walk back and like the sheet's just slightly off the side of a guy, and like you can see his butt cheek, and he's just like, oh, that's freaking
I love that
beautiful
from a
in the
woman's point
morning.
of view. What I love is like walking back to a bed and seeing a woman from the back and just seeing the curve.
Yeah, that
Her
no.
body.
But
It's the
the-
sexiest thing ever. But like, I look like garbage 24/7.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
what you look like at 8 a.m., even
Yeah.
if you had
You're
7
beating
shots
me.
of Jameson
You're
the night
beating
before, I don't
me.
care.
At 8 a.m.
It's
I
still
look like a
sexy and I dig
pot-bellied
it.
pig.
Yeah,
so
I dig it.
No, an ex used to like, well, I went to bed recently and had my hair up and he's like, take it down. I'm like, what? And he's like, I want to wake up next to you with your hair down. And I was like, that's hot. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I woke up the next morning, just like, he's staring at me and just smiling. And I'm just like, do you want to bang?
that flattering,
yeah, it's
or-
very flattering. Yes, you waking up and he's just like admiring you and you're just like,
or
all
he
right.
could be
And,
stalking you,
No, a lot of
I
women
mean-
are like,
creeper.
like
Well, maybe.
I like when a woman's comfortable with it. Like when a woman's like, "Why are you looking at me?" And I'm like, "He'll be oh," and they're kind of like whatever. But when a woman's like, "Oh no, don't do that, don't stare at me, I look like crap," I hate that.
It's the morning though. No one feels cute in the morning. My breath smells. I don't know where my makeup
But
went.
it doesn't have
You're
to.
in bed with me.
Exactly.
How bad can you feel?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot
I'm
of
only talking from my
complaints-
perspective.
I think a lot of
I'm just
complaints
saying.
for morning sex are that, oh, my breast stinks. Oh, I'm just waking up. Oh, I've got this in my eye. You know, the thing about it is the person you're about to have sex with someone, they don't give a shit about your breath unless it's absolutely horrible. And if you brush your teeth at night, majority of the times you're not going to have that problem.
Yeah, no.
Not
and-
saying you don't. I'm just saying in general.
No, but and the other part
Mm-hmm.
is like if you're a girl, you can like if you're usually in morning sex, I like to be on top. I just that's morning sex for me is I take charge, I'm on top. So I usually keep like if I'm riding, my head's up here the whole time. Like he's here, my head's up here the whole time, just so he doesn't have to smell my breath because I know what my morning breath smells like. I don't want to freak with it, so I'm just like I don't. Yeah, we're good.
You're
But do you
on
think he
top
really
of him.
cares,
He doesn't
though?
care.
Yeah.
No, he probably doesn't care, but I'm just
doesn't care.
But I can smell it, so I'm just like, like, and there's a point like you like even like put like other times I just like put my hand over. Like,
Even still, come down a little bit. At least kiss the side of her head.
I do. No, I do. And then I put my head in the side of the pillow. Like if I kiss the side of the neck, I make sure he can't smell anything, and then put my head in the side of the pillow.
And that's when we're not sure if you kind of fell asleep, but you're still kind of moving at the same time.
Yeah.
Like we don't know if it's just centrifugal motion or actual sex at that
It
point.
could
It's
be.
really
I had
weird.
a guy I
do
was
that.
dating a long time ago, and he woke up like he used to wake up early because he used to work early, and he came down, and I'm used to sleeping in a little bit later, so he wakes up at 7:00 in the morning, and he's poking me. His penis is hard poking me. I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, I want to sleep too. And I was like, go back to sleep. He's like, and he like just makes me feel it. I'm like, literally just flipped over and put my butt up in the air and do your job and let's go to bed. I was half sleeping the whole time. I was just like,
But did you really enjoy that, or was that just letting him do his thing?
I mean, it was all right. I was half sleeping. It was. I mean, the sex was subpar anyway.
Wait a minute. I've never had sex with anybody who was sleeping, much less half sleeping. Like
Like literally, I was just doing
that
him.
does sound like a factor of
like, what
race.
is-
I know
Like,
it
maybe
doesn't
this
because
is
I
like-
let him. I didn't want. I
Baby,
was
baby-
sleeping.
okay, but how into
Baby,
it were you? Like
will
were
you
were
send me a
Were you
text
moving back?
message?
Were you saying anything to him? Because to me, like I can't get into it if like
If the other person's not into it?
Yeah, I can't do it.
I'm
No,
the
I
same
don't. I
way.
don't think he cared. I really don't think he cared. I literally just put my ass up in the air and was just like, "Do your thing." Like
do it.
that's it. I just kept my whole phone. I probably moaned a little bit. I was probably like, because I was probably dreaming or something. But that's about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never. I really think though that as far as if all people were off, like if we all had a day off, I think a lot of people would probably have sex in the morning. But then again, I think there'd probably be some tomfoolery at night too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good for tomfoolery all day. Let's just have sex all day and just call it a day. I mean, that's morning to night, and then we'll be cool.
Now, so are you? Would you say you were different than most women in that case then? Because most said at night, like, or did most women say like, well, I prefer it at night, but I really don't care when?
No, I mean it is. Most women I feel like say I prefer it at night, but I don't really care when. I mean it just it differs based on the person. But I did hear a lot of women saying at night, and I don't know what that is. And that might be again what I said about the lights though. That might be a factor. They don't feel sexy, so at night they actually can mask that. It's the lights aren't on. What we forget to realize is that you're a naked woman or naked man in front of a man who literally is just looking at you and is like, I just want to devour that pussy.
get down on it.
Get down on it.
I've done that move like 7 times today.
I actually posted a thing on Facebook earlier, and it was all these different reasons why people who are casually sleeping with each other is kind of ruining dating for 20-somethings.
Yeah,
And you saw it,
I did. I read it.
and it was really good and kind of eye opening, but at the same time, like like you guys made fun of me last week for me and my little not really my monogamy thing, but like just
You're so adorable.
where I was
I know,
where
right?
I was currently at, I guess, with how I
Now,
whatever.
I've got a.
but
Oh, go ahead.
but
Sorry, he's
You know,
on medicine. It takes him
yeah,
back
I'm sorry.
to
No,
the idea.
no, but you read the
definitely is.
article and it keeps going. And it's right, and it's like I got really bitter reading the articles. It's talking about all these guys who are scarring all these women and hurting all these women just by sending dick pics and just constantly Tindering them. You want to come over? You want to come over? You want to hang out?
Because that's what we start to think. You're like, what do you like? We know what you want. Come over and watch a movie. Really? We're gonna watch a movie at 1 a.m. Okay.
Yeah,
but how
that's
can,
true.
How do you build a sexual chemistry like that?
You don't.
It's not building. That's more of a hookup situation.
Yeah, that's a bait
If
in
something-
line.
Yeah, but it's
exactly.
ruining sexual chemistry as a whole.
Well, for some people, but
For a
those
lot of
people,
people.
for those, no, it is, and for those people, that's going to be the problems they're going to have down the road. But and it's not uncommon. I mean, there are people that we know that have nothing wrong with a wham bam thank you man and move on to the next thing. They don't necessarily have an emotional attachment, so therefore they're not really concerned about a chemistry. You know.
Well, and then the other thing you have to think about is when you do the wham bam thank you man or whatever, these guys that are going girl to girl, obviously these lines or whatever they've done has worked. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's fine, but they're making it hard for guys like me who aren't just trying to get laid to actually have a decent relationship.
Yeah,
like, have
exactly.
Because every girl I talk to is like,
Yeah,
well, you're
but
just
then
trying to bang
again,
me. No, I'm not.
there's been a study done though, but girls also don't necessarily go for the good guys. Like
It's not that I'm trying to be a good guy.
It's
I'm
not
an
that
asshole.
It's not that they want some guy that's been with 8,000 women or anything like that. But women also, I think subconsciously they're somewhat attracted to people that they know have had sex more often. For the simple fact that if you're having sex more often, you've done something right. It's basic instinct. You know?
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I kind of put my business out there. Like, I had a talk with a guy the other day, and he's like, I hate telling girls my number.
Why I don't believe in telling numbers. First of all, I don't believe in telling numbers.
Second of all, let's all be honest. Any of us can say whatever our number is, but I guarantee you we probably missed a 2 or 3.
No, we probably missed a few.
Not
but
me.
Mine's
Only
a lot. So it's a lot. It's not a big deal. I'll put it out in the open. It's a lot of people. It doesn't reflect who I am now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
I'm
literally
the
have
same
written
way.
every single one of them down just because. Don't ask me why. I'm a creep, okay? But I literally have written every single one of them down.
My
Facebook
brother
friends
did
with
that.
them.
And what?
Are you Facebook friends with them?
I'm Facebook friends with some of them. Yes.
You are a dirty.
I remember
boy.
I found a list when I was a young kid, and it was my brother's list of girls he slept with.
Really?
I thought he was the only person who did that, but apparently you're.
No, I did no.
you're
And
about that life.
the thing is, I can remember almost all of them. Like even like if I go back and look at my list, I'll be like, oh.
How
like,
many of them do I know?
Not many. No, probably none. No, probably
Well,
none.
None?
Maybe
What I'm saying
one.
is-
You know one. You know one.
Okay, because what I was about to say is I know,
Well, two,
like
'cause you don't
I know what my guesstimate number is.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I know what my true number is. But I also don't have that conversation with
I
people.
don't-
When
I don't-
people want to talk about it, I'm like, I have a number, you have a number, and I'm happy with whatever your number is, and I'm not telling you mine. You can tell me yours all day long, but I just don't really care because people look at it and they're like, "Wow, really?"
Well, especially from a girl's perspective, I've had a lot of sex. If you don't know that, then you don't watch the show.
Right.
What is my number going to help you? I'm healthy. I'm safe. I've never had an STD. So my number doesn't reflect anything. The pussy's good. So what does it matter? You know, I did actually talk to a guy and he asked me my number and I refused to tell him. He flipped out. He was really insecure and annoying anyway, but he flipped out and then he's like, well, and da-da-da, and I was like, okay, well, here's my number. And he's like, oh, good. And his number was like 5 more than mine. He's like, I just want to make sure my number is higher than yours. What?
Why is it a competition?
Why does it matter? And he goes,
it
you're a
shouldn't.
girl. Your number should be thought. What? What does it matter? Like your number's 5 more than me.
That's guys that are making rules that don't exist. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
And that's
What's a
why we
guy?
can't tell our number because you guys suck.
That's
Yeah.
a guy that's trying to be funny. And at the same time coming across as awful. And he is awful. He's
No, he
awful
wasn't trying to
even-
be funny. He was just insecure and annoying.
Yeah.
That's clearly.
He thought it was funny. It was funny
Yeah.
to him. But
Well, and okay, so with all that being said,
The leading back.
yeah. Well, I was also wondering. I thought about this: men and women that work different shifts. Like, what if you do have someone that's a restaurant, or a service industry person,
Yeah.
and you have someone that works a 9 to 5? I wonder how their sex lives are going to be affected.
Well, see, that's like me, my ex and I. Like he was anywhere from 7 to 7, and I go to work at 5. So I'd get off at like 10:30, 11, get to his house by midnight, and we'd either start drinking or we just like lay on the couch.
So he would be tired.
So he
like,
would,
at
and
night.
sometimes he would be tired, and that sucks. The other night, I told you, like, I literally was just like just grabbing it, rubbing it, like, because we were watching a
Do you
movie.
think that not being able to have sex kind of more freely had some sort of effect on your relationship?
No, because we had sex we usually had sex whenever we wanted at night. It was just the tired factor did play a part because
Yeah.
the things like I literally would have to go out of my way to get it. And I kind of like being pursued. Who doesn't? You
Yeah.
don't always want to be the one that's like,
Yeah.
and like, it'd be funny because we'd be watching a movie and it'd get hard. And then I wasn't done watching the movie. I don't really want to stop watching the movie to go have sex and then come back out and watch it. Because
Yeah.
if we're having sex, I'm going to pass out afterwards at 1:00 in the morning. So then when we went to bed, it was like, we're kind of cuddling and then got to get everything hard again.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean,
it seems like more work than it should
and
be.
it is, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it is with people with different
Now,
schedules.
Adam, what is your input on that?
just separate schedules. I mean, I've never really had like a partner that I guess, had such an upset schedule that became an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But like for instance, if I got off work at 9:30 and I went home and had a couple beers or whatever, or just hung out, I'd kind of be a little more limber by the time they get home and what have you. And if she came home at 12:30 and was like, "Oh, I'm just tired," then like I might be horny, but
you jerk it. That's what you do.
Yeah, for the most part. Like I never tried to start a fight over it. That was for sure. It was just like, okay, you're not into it. I'll go.
I'm a dick though.
I'll try. We'll try to do this again in the morning.
See, I hate people that keep up with like, we only had sex 3 times this week.
See, I don't do that. I'm just like, listen, we haven't had sex in 4 days. I need some dick, and it's just like. My phone.
No, and I understand that.
But my phone is blowing up constantly. Like, let's have sex. And it's easy. It's really easy for me.
Because women get offered it every 34 seconds.
Exactly, and that's the thing. So I'm like sitting here. I'm like, we haven't had sex in 4 days, and my phone is like, and it's late at night, and my phone's just going, and I'm just like. Just don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
Yeah, but is that more of a temptation thing or like?
No, I don't. I'm not tempted at all. I'm just like pissed because I'm like, listen, I have all this I could have sex with, and I'm waiting for you.
Well, everything
you get what I'm saying?
Everything worth talking about right now, I think, is actually going to be leading up into our next topic. Which do you think, as far as even AM or PM, do you think that men or women want sex more often? Like, who do you think it is?
This completely depends. This completely depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but do you? I mean, like, I actually wrote here, men or women more thirsty. Which one is it? I understand situations, but just like Amber, no offense, I love your face, but you're definitely a lot hornier than I am.
Yeah,
and I'm a horny person, and I really am. I mean, you should ask anybody you know. I will molest all of you.
I'll hump you too.
But
he's never molested me.
No, I have no desire to.
True.
You don't do that for
what Amber's been doing under this table the whole show.
You have no idea. You guys.
I already did it once today. It was on Instagram.
They call it skiing, just so you know.
Also, on that note, real quick when we get back into our topic, but also don't forget to check out our
Instagram and our Facebook.
Our Instagram and our Facebook. You can like both of those, and also you can, if you have any topics that you'd like to talk about, don't forget to put that in there as well. It really helps out a lot. And of course, throughout our entire show, when we're live, of course, which is from 9:30 to 10:30 every Wednesday, you can easily call in. That number will be down there too. Just to don't forget that.
Anyone that's local and you have music you want to promote or something like that, and you want us to help you out, send us your links. Give us viewers, and we will hook up something on our show. We'll send you some music, or we'll put your music on. What if it's good? I mean, if you suck, we're probably not going to.
If you could write a really sexy intro,
that could work too.
Yep. So, and then your name would be all over it.
Somebody has a really sexy, edgy song out there that they'd like to have on internet radio.
I'm just saying.
And by
submit it to Sexually Educated.
And by putting it on the beginning of our show, then it would also show the date, so you don't have to worry about copyright and all that jazz. No one can steal it from you.
Exactly.
So, all right, but back into our topic.
Wait, what were we talking about again?
Yeah, who's
okay.
more thirsty?
Right,
who's more thirsty?
Okay, I think if guys didn't get it, or I think guys at night are more thirsty. At night, I think guys are more thirsty.
Do you think they're more thirsty when they haven't had sex during the day?
Yes, I think they're more thirsty when they haven't had sex during the day. They probably already jerked off like 4 times.
But guys are double thirsty because guys are super thirsty when they're drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And especially if they haven't had sex all day and they're at the club and they're like.
I think guys are more willing to let their inhibitions go when they've had a couple of beverages.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of guys who are willing to let their inhibitions go when they're at work in the middle of the day, sitting at a desk.
True.
Like, I've had so many female friends show me things. Jen Belso, if she's watching, hey,
love your face, girl.
But
You're
Jen
amazing.
Belso, she was texting me or Facebook messaging me today, actually screenshots of a particular individual, and this guy he kept contacting her, but all he ever really had to say was, "Hey, you want to come over tonight?" Or like, "Hey, is tonight the night you come over?" Or like, "Hey, I need someone to cuddle with. Do you want to be that person and come over?" But it always ended with him being like no date, like not even, "Hey, do you want to come out?" Like just like, "Hey, you're gonna come to my house."
Yeah, no.
And like girls know what that means when you're just like, "Hey, come over." Like,
why are you laughing? Because you know the guy?
I think so. I think I do. I think I do know the guy.
He's about to have a heart attack.
Well, I mean, but
your face is so red.
It's so because red. I'm laughing. Try not to laugh too hard. No, I mean, but men do that. Men definitely do that. I mean, I've seen lots of threads like these Tinder things that are on Facebook, like where the men are like, "Hey, there's 10 or 15 of them," where they're talking to people, and the female wants nothing to do with them. But then again, the tables do turn. There are women that do that to men, and there are men that do that to men, and women that do that to women as well.
Yeah, I feel like.
Do you think that's a particular level of crazy?
I think every woman is a particular level of crazy. But I think that, no, I feel like the thirst thing for women and men, I feel like women get more thirsty when they feel like a guy offers something. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's a good job or money or something, I feel like that's when girls get thirstier for the penis because they're like, if I give it to him, maybe he'll like me. You know, like I don't know. I think that's where the thirst for females usually comes in. Guys, I think they're like, oh, you're hot. I want to stick my penis in you. Or you have a part. And guys are so weird because it's like you have a part of your body I like. It's not even necessarily always like you're hot. It's like you have a nice fat butt. Or it's like you have big titties. It's like, and their face is kind of cute.
But you feel that way about men too.
Yeah,
you look at them and
I'm never like,
that's
hey,
what you're gonna notice right off the bat. Like that's what you're gonna see. Like that's what's gonna draw you. But
they say that's because men are more visual too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's funny that guys like will go for that girl, and like there could be another girl that looks way better, but just because of that feature.
Yeah.
A guy who's not thirsty is a guy who can hang out with you a few times before
Trying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I put on the comments of that Facebook thing earlier. I was like, hang out a few times before you even know if a date's worth your time.
Yeah.
Like, because if you can just hang out and do something, if you can talk, then you can at least talk.
Well,
on
I've
date.
got a question. Would you, in a couple of dates, let's say whoever the girl you're with, if she made a move, would you be okay with that, or would you stop that too?
Absolutely. I mean, well, I feel like it's kind of on me as the male. But I do feel like, depending on what you're going for, I mean, if you're just trying to get laid, then chances are the first time you hang out, you're going for something.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying, like,
but
with the situation, like, you go on several, like, you hang out, blah, blah, and, like, your intentions were not to have sex with her, then all of a sudden she makes some sort of move on you.
Yeah, but am I romantically linked to her? Like, do I want to have that with her?
Maybe.
And
I don't know. Maybe.
If I'm feeling it, then yeah. I mean, me personally, more often than not, like, if I'm not 100% sure about it, like, and more often, you can tell most of the time, like, oh, she's really into me, and I probably shouldn't do that. But if I was into her and I wasn't sure how much she was into me, and that's why I hadn't made my move yet, if she didn't make that move, then I mean, at that point, I'm probably going to be just as into it as she is. So
yeah. Okay.
I like that. I like where that's going.
All right. Let's also don't forget.
Let's not forget our birth control reminder for this week.
It is a birth control reminder.
Yeah, wrap it before you tap it. Take that little pill. Do what you got to do so we don't get a lot of sexually transmitted diseases or babies that
I don't want to see your kids on Instagram anymore.
I'm tired of seeing. Well, there are some people that have some beautiful kids out there. Corey Collins, I'm calling out to you. Beautiful.
A lot of you have beautiful children, and I'm not taking that away from your children.
No,
but I see your children more than I see my family, and it's getting.
No, I mean I don't hate on you because everyone has a family, but let's limit it. Let's limit it. Like, I mean, you don't want to see me post 1,000 selfies. That's the same as you posting 1,000 pictures of your kid. True. That's as much as I care about your kid as much as you care about my 1,000 selfies.
You're doing something for yourself and the rest of us that go to the beach. We don't have to sit beside you and your kid. Take that birth control.
Yeah, that is.
I love your children. I'll kiss them all on the forehead when I see them at parties, but I just.
Well, I mean, and I think that women have to do more things to have sex. So, like birth control, for instance, you don't see men taking birth control. So I feel like women. I feel like women.
We can take birth control.
No.
If you could, though. If
we could, would we? Probably not.
That's why I buy Plan B in bulk.
Actually, we had an episode that they actually were like contracting a men's birth control. You want to hear the wham bam thank you man? You could not come from it.
No, absolutely
not.
Take
it.
Why would you take it?
I will take my chances in the wild.
Well, I mean, Amber, I know you like a load on your face. I mean,
anywhere. Put a load anywhere. Let's be real here. Just put a load on my face. Thanks.
But no. So I feel like women have to do more in order to have sex. Anyways, just like, okay, for instance, yes, you want a man to groom and so on and so forth, but blah blah. He could let it grow for a week or two, and you're not going to say a word. But if you did the same thing, you'd be more self-conscious about it. So women prepare themselves better for sex than men. I would say have to.
We have to, because I mean, like we.
So does that not make them thirstier? I mean, you spend a lot more money, you do a lot more things. Men, what do we do? At most, we need. I mean, we can pull.
Think about how much money men spend on sometimes just on getting laid. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there are juggalos and there are escorts, but escorts is way more lucrative than being a juggalo.
Well, it's just kind of like
much more in demand.
If you want to give your certain someone a good night out, then you know you're going to get something out of it. If you take them to the restaurant they've always wanted to go to, surprisingly, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. They're going to be high flying,
Amber, how many times has a guy bought you a drink? You knowing damn well that he wanted to get in your pants, and you knowing damn well it was never going to happen.
All the time. If you buy me a drink, the chances that I'm going to go home with you are like 0 to 0.
There's a lot of wasted dollars on the male thirst.
No,
there's a lot of dollars that go toward the male thirst to making it happen, but.
Yeah.
Very infrequently. Well, I mean, I've seen girls buy guys drinks, And then when a girl buys a guy a drink, you're thinking to yourself, you must be thirsty.
The panties are gonna fall. The
Yeah,
panties will fall.
It's a freaking...
It'll all fall eventually.
Yeah. It's like a freebie. You're like, oh, she just bought you a drink. Guess what you're getting tonight? Her.
Yeah.
Her.
Well,
because she just bought you a drink. So I feel like if a guy buys a girl a drink, it's kind of like preemptive. Like, well, you're probably not going to get that. You're an idiot.
it's like thank you. But if a girl buys a guy a drink, it's pretty much always
like,
in
hey,
stone.
guess who's going home with him tonight?
It's the most frightening feeling in the world if you don't want to go home with her.
It's
It's like she bought you that drink, and it's like, appreciate you.
You know,
I'm gonna go to the other side of the
Adam
bar
was
now.
If you weigh 700 pounds, thank you though.
Yeah.
Was I
awesome.
with you, Adam? I don't remember who I was with, but I was with somebody at a bar, and it was near a beach. And this couple bought me and this guy that I was with, not even dating. He was actually straight.
That was at Frenchie's.
Yeah, Frenchie's.
Yeah.
This couple bought us a drink, like, congratulations to you two. And I'm like, for what? And they're like, they think we're gay. And I'm like, oh, I'm gay, but he's not. We were like, screw it. We got shots. Let's do it anyways.
Yeah.
You know. But
Congratulations on being gay.
yeah, right.
That's cute.
Well, and they're like, you're a cute couple. That was super sweet. And I mean, I did get drunk that night. I did not get laid, but I mean that happens.
It does. It happens. Wait.
I got drunk that night.
Would
I
you
did not
say
get
that?
laid.
Would you say that's why, Amber, you hang out with more men than you do women?
Why?
Well, because your likelihood of getting laid around women around men are much higher than if you hang around women.
No, because I don't freak my friends.
Me and Swade are wingmanning for Amber. After
Yeah,
the show, by the
yeah,
way.
sure. No, I don't. I like guy company. I really like. The funny thing is, I will walk away from the guys I'm with. I'll go out with like 4 guys and literally walk away from them and start picking up girls and
Yeah.
wingmanning them and bringing girls over to us because it's really easy for me. Like I'm like Miss Personality, so people are like, oh my gosh. Like I went out with my ex and a friend, and we had like a bachelorette party of 4 girls, and they just started coming with us to the point
Yeah.
where one of them was like riding on my boyfriend's shoulders at the end, and we almost had her coming home with us. Like it was like the perfect setup. I do that all the time. I'm either wingman, go talk to girls, or I pick up guys hanging out with guys. Like, cause I don't ever like hook up, but I don't know. I get a bad connotation anyway from hanging out with too many guys because it looks bad. I don't give a crap what you think. So
for all the haters out there that are jelly that you're hanging out with men,
I'm sorry you
that's
can't
not
hang.
necessarily the
I'm
case.
sorry you can't hang. Those stripper titties don't look as good on your face.
I've never said this before, but I want to say it now. Don't be jelly.
Don't be jelly.
It does.
Don't.
Peanut butter jelly. Okay.
Don't.
Anyways.
But no. I mean, so let's round up one. Our first topic was sex in the AM or the PM. Which do you think it was?
It depends, guy or girl. Guys, morning, because morning sex difference is a good difference between a good day and a bad day. And girls, I only can speak for me. I tend to like it more at night. That's just me. I mean,
Yeah.
I tend to like it any time of day, but preferably at night because I feel crazier.
And
Who
I'd agree
knows?
with you. I definitely would agree with you.
I'm into the daytime, you know.
Yeah.
I'm into the day, but ladies, I will make love to you all night long.
All day if you
All
want it.
night.
All day.
all night long, all night.
We don't need your music. We have theirs.
Yeah.
Anyways, you.
But anyways, no, I agree. I probably would say that. I mean, and most of the women that I know when they're talking about it, they do prefer having sex at night. For most of them, they feel more comfortable. You know, they've gone out or they've got taken a shower after work or something like that, so they feel more comfortable at night. Plus, they're usually, you know, women think about things subconsciously in the morning. Oh, I've got to be, you know, we can only do this for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
so
see,
on
for a
forth.
guy, like stretching that to 45 is almost an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, it's good, and then they should. The problem is, though, that extra 15 minutes also means they have to go into work
But
15
that's
minutes
part of the
late.
reason I like morning sex more.
Because you can make them late?
No, not
bitch,
exactly.
I just
not
made
exactly
you wait
make them
for
late.
work.
Chances are, most of the time, I know that she can arrive 15 minutes late and it's going to be okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like an all-encompassing thing. But just to be like, I have 30 minutes. Okay. 47 minutes later, she's like, okay, I have to get ready for work. It's like, yeah.
I'll finish
You know,
now.
like,
I'll finish now.
Yeah.
No, and if you're if you plan on having sex in the morning, if you're a guy, some things to help you with. Like he said, prepare the night before. Set a mental alarm so you're waking up, so you can give her that 30 minutes or him that 30, 34, 35 minutes. Gently wake your partner.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, don't stick it anywhere you want. Yeah,
Actually, that's
nice.
kind of hot too.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes
Listen, if I'm sleeping and you want to have sex and we've already,
it's kind of like, do you want to play the rape game?
I might wake up during it. Who knows? No, and then gently wake her, and then the
Or
last
him.
one is or him, and then make them feel sexy. Because no, in the morning you have that. As I said, you have that morning breath. You don't know how you look. Your hair
Yeah.
could be a hot mess. Make them feel sexy. Be damn, your body's looking good or something. I don't
All
know.
right, and then and Adam, would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So moving on to our next.
One more thing, though.
Oh, yeah.
At night, the reason why men aren't as horny as they are in the morning is because at night men are reaching their lowest levels of testosterone.
Yeah.
Which could be, which makes
Really?
us...
Because I get really horny at night, too.
Are you always drunk, though?
I do get horny at
Are you
night.
drunk?
No. There's a lot of nights that I don't have anything at all.
Well,
I get horny
you
at night.
also have to understand you're men, so your
Mm-hmm.
testosterone's always pretty freaking high anyway. But at night, you're at your lowest levels. Again, in the morning, it's anywhere from 25 to 50% higher than any other time of day. So that it could be another part of the men.
Okay. And then for between men and women who, I really think that women generally have more sex than men. I think they do. I think they just don't talk about it as much. And I think that's why people think, oh, men are so horny. But I think really, my opinion would be that women really are like the hornier ones. They are like they are the hunter.
I had that conversation with my brother recently about his girlfriend and about me. I was like, man, we didn't have sex, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, we're tired. He's like, we're just tired. He's like, I've learned this with women. Usually you want it more than we do. And he's like, it's a misconception that we want it all the time. We're not as horny as women, but women, we keep it because you have to, dirty whore. You have to keep it in the closet. You know what I'm saying?
You're really not. But
I'm not dirty, but it's like, no, I was kidding.
well, honey, that goes for all of us. Too.
Yeah.
So, all right, and Adam, what do you think?
I don't know. To say women get it more often and like definitely declare women the winner in that topic.
But I don't think we're
wouldn't say
thirstier.
that.
I
No,
think
no.
that men are
I don't think
thirstier.
they're more
That's why we're
thirsty.
able
I
to
think-
get it.
I
But
think that it's offered to
I
women.
think
more
on the
often.
overall, I think men do have more sex. I think if you took all of us men and all of us women and figured out who was doing it more, because I think men are also going very more explicit and kind of dirtier ways of
Well, men and plus men
about
are like
getting it. And, you know,
men are
it's-
trying 10 women and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I tried 10, I got
Yeah.
3.
So-
Women are like, I tried one guy, I got him.
Men
So-
might want it more, but for whatever reason, or women might want it more, but for whatever reason, men are still finding a way to
Yeah.
spread their seed enough to be the
Interesting.
asshole in that situation.
All right, so
So it's our favorite time of week.
It is.
Tip of the week.
It's a sex tip of the week.
We're about to give you our tips.
tip of the week. Awesome.
Who wants to start?
You do, Amber. You
Oh
never
my
get to go
gosh.
first.
Okay. So you guys, my tip of the week is guy or girl, touch yourself before, after, during sex. It's hot. Guys behind you, rub your own clit. Who cares? Guys behind him, balls are nice. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but I really, really, really like to watch a guy jerk it. I'm sorry. It
can be hot.
It turns me on
Yeah.
if you're doing it right. Sometimes guys are like stupid
Well,
with
I
it.
guess that'd be like, would a female masturbating turn you on, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
So touch yourself. It's hot.
You
Your
know what? I
partner
don't know
will think it's
why.
hot.
I don't know why, but it would.
Yeah, no, of course
Look,
it was.
I know
She's
why, but
pleasuring herself
still-
in front of you.
It all depends on how she moans.
Like, she's like, this is okay.
It's like, oh, this is so awesome. This is so great. It's like, no, calm down.
Yeah.
Be sensual.
Stop.
Okay, Adam, yours?
Share dominance, share control. Like, I understand some people have sexual relationships that involve one of them being more the dominant one, but I think it's important, especially for guys who come home and try to get the girl involved. You know, they try to, like we talked about last week, like get between the legs and kind of take it over. It's important that you do that, but at some point, let her take over. And women, at some point, you should just take over. Just put him on his back.
I think that's important too for both partners to be able to take over at certain points.
That's what I'm saying.
If you
Like-
want it a
like-
certain way, you do it. But
make
if
sure, get into that groove together. Get into that same special place sexually to where like, okay, well, you're gonna do this for so long, I'm gonna do that for so long. But just make sure at some point you're both taking the reins, you're both taking control.
wouldn't that be
Share
trusting each other?
Just like you share your money, just like you shared the children you didn't want to have, all those things.
That you
share
didn't
It's
control.
because you
Yeah,
didn't
of
take
sex.
our birth control reminder to heart.
right?
Just saying.
Unless they planned it, some people do.
Yeah, some people.
I'm not
So-
going to do that.
But no, I think you're right, Adam. I definitely think if you definitely share it, plus that way both parties get exactly what they want. Because I'm always one of those philosophers that if I'm not getting what I want, I'm going to get what I want. If I have a choice to do it myself, then I will.
That's the worst. If you don't take the dominance and we have to get what we want ourselves, having sex with someone and then them having to masturbate right next to you because you didn't fulfill them, that's disheartening. Just saying.
yeah, it hurts.
Nobody has time for that.
It hurt your penis. Anyways, continue.
And then I guess we'll move on to my sex tip, and then we'll see how they all flow in together. And then mine is to be vocal.
I love. Okay, first of all, I don't care if you're touching yourself in front of me. Be vocal. If we're having sex, be vocal.
Talk some shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't. Not the whole time. You don't have to be like.
No.
Don't be a dick.
Well,
Don't be a
earlier
dick,
I
but talk some
discussed
shit.
this with Adam. I was like, because originally it was going to be talk dirty, but really you can talk dirty, but then there are also times that you shouldn't be talking dirty. You know what I mean? Because like, for me, like if I'm getting a blowjob or something like that, like
Moan.
Yeah, exactly. Do what you feel, and what you say is naturally going to come out. The thing about it is though, if they don't like it, they don't like it. Like for instance, if you're with some girl and you're pulling her hair and you're just like, yeah,
Don't
you like
do
that
that, you're
cock,
turning me
bitch.
on.
You know what I'm saying? Like
How?
stuff like that. If you say that, they're gonna.
I'm blushing.
It's gonna do something, but in the moment, they're right words. But if you're also vocal, you're gonna get what you want sexually across.
Yeah, no, and that is the truth. And especially when a girl or guy is blowing you, you want them to be vocal. You want, and that's what I said.
Or even just sex in general. I mean, when you're having
sex in general, but I feel like blowjobs specifically because the other person is literally just feeding on what you're telling them.
Yeah.
We're down there, like, or guys even, when you go down on a girl, you're literally feeding on their energy, what they're saying,
I
what
kind
they're
of like to do it
moaning,
with
how they're
movements
moving.
too. Though. Like
And I
I
would say,
kind
but
of do it
you
the way
can-
I'm moving, or like the way I'm reacting.
But-
Like I'm not always trying to be like, ugh.
Yeah, no.
But you can also give them slight directions too. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, it's not. I believe that everyone can be good at getting head. It all depends on what the person wants out of it.
Exactly. And be vocal about that. And that's another part of being vocal. Tell someone what you want. If you want your balls licked, pick up your balls, tell them to lick them. Like if they're already down there,
it's going to happen.
It's
definitely going to happen.
If you want them to find the Eskimo, tell them to find the Eskimo.
Right?
Golly,
Exactly.
gee willikers. Okay, well, this has been Sexually Educated for this week. This is July 30th, 2014. If you forgot, rent is due tomorrow or the next day. Just to remind everyone, and I hope you hate us now.
And Guardians of the Galaxy comes out.
Awesome. And if you had, like I said
On
earlier
Friday.
in the
I'm very excited about that.
you should. Oh, I
Rocket
am. I'm
Raccoon is
totally
my
going.
spirit animal.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all
he's
I know.
awesome. All of them are. Don't forget to look us up on Facebook, on Twitter. If you have any ideas
We're
for
not
the
on
show.
Twitter yet, but that was a good.
I mean, not Twitter.
Instagram.
Instagram.
We'll be on
yeah.
Twitter.
We're going to Instagram you
be on Twitter.
hoes.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
Send
Instagram
us-
the Twitter when we.
Or-
Yeah,
and
and
also-
send us your videos. We want
Yeah.
to see your videos. We want to hear you talk about sex.
Yeah.
We'll post them on the show. Give us your input. You can be cool just like us when you grow up. Just saying.
But yeah, definitely hit us up on there. Get down the number. It's 9:30 on Wednesday nights. So I think that's about it.
This is your booty call. Anyways, this has been Sexually Educated with your host, Amber Rose Bentley.
I'm Swade Elliott.
And I'm still Adam Farrell.
One girl, two guys, one cup. We'll see you next week.
We love you.
Stay safe.
Goodbye.
That was a good one. I dug it.
I know. I liked it.
That was a good one.
I feel like the more
Don't
we go,
stop
like we all have our little
believing.
notes and they just start like intertwining.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.